All right, so I attempted to kick the other door open and it either was stuck or it was locked. Uh, Panicked a little bit, cried for about a half hour, and now I'm outside. This is the basketball court. There's the wall that we just came from. We're headed back to the newer units. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. More videos to come, I guess. Yeah, I guess, maybe. But the point is, please subscribe. If I get subscriptions, guess what I'll do? Find new videos. How about that? Now, I was informed that this was the C, D, E, F region, but it says A, B. So I guess at one point, this was like A, B, C. Anyway, the newer side, that is the A and B. Yeah, when they first told me I would be working out of prison, I really didn't want to. See, I do this like kind of part-time. When I'm laid off, which is pretty much all the time, and it's not my fault. So anyway, I was working for a gas plant. I was doing the concrete and scaffold work. Concrete, we got that done pretty fast. They moved me to the scaffold crew, and the scaffold guy said we'll probably be here until the end, blah blah blah. So they got kind of caught up on the scaffold. Wasn't much else to do. They brought the concrete guys over to do some scaffold, and then I was laid off. So I went to another job, and I was doing drywall and metal studs, framing, and then they couldn't get clearance to do the construction for a large portion of the building, so I got laid off. Then I went to another job, and we were doing odds and ends in different hospitals, pretty much just putting up a patch here and there, a drywall, doing a little bit of paint, a little bit of mudding, which is finishing drywall, which is one of my specialties. Like and subscribe. That might be a video. There's a lot of them out there, but still. Yeah, so they brought us, it was me, my foreman was probably about 29. There's a ball. Yeah, I am 43, and he is still an apprentice, and basically I was helping him along and teaching him a lot of stuff, which is weird. Then of course he keeps his job and I get laid off because we don't have anything to do, and they're not going to pay us. I think in our year, 4th year, we're gonna get $35 an hour. So, just paying us to walk around and kick rocks, it's not really gonna happen too often. I want to get away from construction completely. Just got to figure out what else I could do. I want to go into business. Like and subscribe. That might be an idea. My journey going into business. That'll work. Anyway, so that's 3 jobs in the course of, what was that? When did we start? August, September, and it's October. So yeah, September. So in the course of 2 months, or probably about three and a half weeks, less than 2 months, I have 3 more W-2s, including this one. That's 4. On average per year, I have about 11 W-2s. Yeah, 11 W-2s. And what I wanted to do is travel. When you're not going to give too much away because people listen, but when you're, when you do the work that I do, you can travel all over the country. And, you can work at nuke plants. So I attempted that a couple years ago when I was around this time, when I was getting laid off all the time or whatever. And I just said, the hell with it. I'm leaving the city. Maybe that's the problem. And I went to a nuke plant, and they had a new organization handling the background checks. Now, when I first talked to my contact, he told me, oh, it's just a background check, whatever. So I'm gonna send you over some paperwork, and you just follow the instructions and whatever. So I went on the website, and there's some kind of pre-form. I don't know what it's pre-something. So that form basically asks you to list you have to list every job you have had in the past 5 years, which is not that bad for the average person, especially if you kept 1 or 2 jobs in that 5-year period. Me, I have about, like I said, 11 W-2s per year. A couple years I actually had 15. So, that takes a while. And like I said, 5 years is not as bad as 10, right? At least for me. So in the 5-year period, I forget how many jobs I had recorded. I had forgot some of these jobs, right? And some of them were like 1-2 days. I mean, I worked for Best Buy for probably like a week and a half. That's another interesting story. But basically, Best Buy, I was working part-time as not a temp, but it was like as needed or something. And spent my whole first week on a training program that you have to do online. And it was training about all the ins and outs of the company, how to make sales, just a little bit of everything. So fast forward, I get, I'm fully hired in, whatever. They wanted to get me some floor time. I did floor time like 1 day. And they would call me as needed to, fill in or whatever. I don't know. So they would say, Tuesday, next week, we have a day for you. Okay, cool. Can you come in Thursday? Yeah, cool. So it was like 2 days. Then they never called again, right? So I called the hiring manager because we had to go out to another place to actually go through our orientation. And I called her, and she gave me the number to my supervisor, who I didn't even know her name at the time. So I talked to her, and she informed me that they closed at Best Buy. And I said, oh, okay, well, are y'all ever going to tell me? And she said, we don't have to tell, temp as needed employees or whatever. So yeah, that happened. So anyway, back to what I was saying. I had jobs that I might have had for like a week, 2 days, didn't really have any contact information. Some construction jobs you get sent on might be like a 1-day deal. So if you forget anything, and they find out, number one, they question you because why didn't you tell us? I'm gonna get back in the car and I'll continue.